If you're looking for a roulette strategy where you could make consistent $50 to $100 per day, and guys, you're in the right place because in this video, we're gonna try to make 50 bucks with $400 bankroll. And let's get started. What's going on, guys? This is Mel from Roulette Rounders, and maybe I should try to explain the strategy first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explain it here. Basically, I tried to do a different strategy last session with just single, but I learned to just stick with my splits, what's been tried and true, that's been working, and not to deviate. Okay, so basically, this is the split strategy. I'm gonna put like a penny on here just so it could spin. But let me explain the first principle. The first principle is what we're trying to do is we're trying to wait for a trigger. Okay, and we're not trying to bet so much. We're trying to bet as little as possible. So how do we find a trigger? The first principle is that every dozen, right? The first dozen, first 12, second dozen, second 12, third dozen, third 12. Whatever lands last, we're going to treat it the same. Meaning if whatever lands here, we're going to do and bet on first one, second one, and third one. Okay, that's the first principle. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna play this one. Okay, and that one is not going on my headset. Let's see, sound. Okay, so this one, one came out. Okay, so I just hit play for a penny just so we could show what that looks like. Okay, so we're gonna clear it. So since one came out, in my mind, 13 came out and 25 came out as well. Okay, so that's the first principle. Whatever happens on the first dozen or in any dozen will happen in my head to the second and third dozen. Okay, second thing that you got to know is that whenever I bet in pairs. Okay, so meaning if I'm betting on the one, right, that means I'm also betting on two. Like this is the corner. So the corners, I'm betting upwards. Okay. What if 10 came out, which is the corner of this first dozen right here? See that? Then I'm betting 10 and 11. Okay. Well, what if 3 came out? If 3 came out, then I'm going downwards. I'm betting 3 and 2. What if 12 is the one I'm betting on? Then I'm betting 12 and 11. Okay. Now, here's where it gets confusing. Okay. What if it comes out over here in the middle column, like 2? Well, if 2 came out, am I going to go up or down? Neither. I'm going to go side to side, 2 and 5. Okay. What if 11 came out, or the one 11 is the one I'm betting on? Then I'm going side to side also. I'm going to bet on 11 and 8. So what you have to remember is that I treat each dozen just as the 12. So if I'm betting on the corners, that's how I'm doing it, from 12 to down, 10 to up. And then if it's in the middle column, I'm betting side to side. Now, any of these comes out, 4 and 7, 5 and 8, 6 and 9, I'm betting the 2 pairs. Meaning if I'm going to pick 9, that means I'm going to pick 6. Or if I'm going to pick 6, I'm going to pick 9. If 7 is the one that I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick 4. If 4 is the one that I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick 7, and so on and so forth. And remember, if I do it on one, I'm going to do it on all. Okay? Third thing that you need to know about this strategy is whatever came out last, right? And this is the trigger. So 1 came out. I need at least 2 things to come out for me to be able to tell whether that's a trigger for me. Okay. So I'm gonna, let's say I bet on 1. Okay. I'm gonna play. All right. So whatever came out next. So 1 was the one that came out, but then the next one that came out is 11. Okay. Now my trigger is whatever comes out next, if it's next to each other inside the dozen, okay, not on the other side. I mean, inside a dozen, then I bet on that. So right now, 1 was the one that came out, but then 11 came out, and there's all this space right here, 5 and 4, 8 and 7 and 10, right? Like they're not next to each other. So I'm not going to bet on that. I'm just going to let it spin. Okay. Now, if I spin it again, play, because it's going to spin whether I play or not, but not in here though. So now 15 came out. 15, last one was 11. 15 is in the second one, but 15 matches here is on the third one. You see, 11 would be where 23 is. 11 would be where 35 is. And 15 would be where 3 is. And 15 would be where 27 is, which is this doesn't. Okay. Now 11's right here. 3 is right here. There's still a space in between them. So I'm still not betting on that. So that's still not my trigger. Okay. But let's just, let's just keep pretending. Let's see, something's going to come out, right? It went to 0. Okay. Now 0 to me is a reset. So it doesn't really matter like what happened, right? Like to me, it's not next to anything. So then I just don't bet. Okay. Then the next one, 23. So I don't know what, is before 0. So I'm not doing anything there. Okay. 23 is where 11 would be. Okay. 23 is where 11 would be. And remember, I'm picking 11 and it's got a pair, 11 and 8. And then 9 is right here. And you see how 11 is right here, which is where 23 is, and they're next to each other? Now that's my trigger. So I'm betting, my next one I'm betting is 9. And every time I bet on 9, I'm betting on 6. So, and again, the principle is whatever I do in the first dozen, I do in the second dozen. So that means I'm betting on 18 and 21. And whatever I do in the second dozen, I'm doing in the third dozen. I'm betting 33 and 30. Okay. And this, my friends, is called round 1. All right. So I know it's a lot, but I'm going to show you guys this in action. And then I go 3 rounds. So if I play it and it went all the way to 25, this is not next to it. So next to it would be, here's 9. Next to it would be 6, 5, 8, 4, 12. And as you can see, this is 25. 25 is where the 1 is. I'm not betting on that. So I'm just going to keep playing, right? Until it hits next to it. And then I keep these numbers and then I go to round 2. And I only go up to round 3, okay? After I go to round 3, then I double my bet. So these are dollar bets. And then the next one is going to be a dollar bet, which is round 2. And the next one is going to be a dollar bet, which is round 3. And if that still doesn't hit, that's a complete tier for me. Then I go on to the next tier, which is tier 2, which is going to be $2. That's the betting progression. Okay. So let me show you guys how this works in real life. And actually, let me see if I could win something here first before, because we already, because we want to at least win once. So let's bet $1. Do this. Actually, let's bet a penny. And then let's bet 10 cents. I'm gonna go 10 cents. This is exactly what my round would look like in real life too. Round 1. Then this is round 2. And then this is round 3. And double it. Oh, they won't even let me win. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, guys. And double it. See what happens. Wow. These guys won't even let me win, guys. Look at this. I'm gonna double it again. $15. I'm risking $15 to win this little bit. It better not go to these little 20 cents. Wow. Okay. So this sucker won't let me win at all. Okay. This is really bad, guys. So that means in this auto roulette, I already pushed my limits. So this is a whole nother side of this gambling site that you guys should know about. Out of all the bets, this is more than 50%. I should already won one of these, but it still hasn't done it. Okay. So that means like whatever I was betting before, I already maximized however much I made versus the amount of wager that I did. I'm gonna do one more just to see I'm gonna bet $30 if it's really not gonna let me win. Okay, and let's see. Wow. Okay. So if you guys want to see what happened there, like it still won't let me go all the way up to my winnings. Okay. And the only reason why I was confident to bet like that is because I knew that I already, in their eyes, I already risked over 50% plus the new wager that I did. And that's why they had no choice but to, let me win this one. Right. But as you can see, that's not even enough. I'm still negative $2. Isn't that crazy? That's how these computer games get you. Okay. Anyways, that's $2. That's whatever. I was gonna try to get my freaking money, but I wonder if I do pennies, if it'll let me win pennies. Okay, let's see. Nope. That's crazy. So now you guys are getting to see like what happens with look at this. Double. Look at that. They won't even let me win pennies. That's crazy. Because of my wager is already I already wagered enough. They're not gonna let me win. Look at that. Look at that. 190 early. Like it won't let me get past my original amount. Right? It won't let me get past my original. Isn't that crazy? That is what you guys are playing here when you guys play auto roulette. Anyways, that's for another video, another lesson, but you guys learn from this because if you think that you're gonna outsmart the computer and the algorithm, it's like how much are you risking in their computation versus how much you're gonna win back. That's the only reason I was able to get back here. Anyways, all right, let's go back to the regular. Oh man, I gotta time this now. I usually do 21 minutes for the first half, 21 minutes for the second half. We're trying to make a measly $50. Okay. Hope the explanation was good. But man, that little auto roulette lesson, huh? It's crazy. All right. 36 and 1. Okay, 36 and 2. So we're gonna go round 1. See what's been coming out. 1, 23, 8, 17, 28, 20, 27, 14, 29, 16, 11, 30. Okay. So this is our round 1. Yeah, we just want to get a little bit lucky. I'm packing already tonight, guys. I actually got a new bag, new wallet. Meet up with some friends at this resort. I'm all packed up, just doing some final touches and decided to play one more game here. 32 and 34. So we're going to round 2. Okay. Round 2. And then, so the trigger is the same. So this round 1 and round 2 is in the same round. 32 and 34. Just trying to get a little lucky here, guys. Okay. Boom. We're at 16. Thank you for that. All right. All right. So hopefully you guys caught that. We're at $16. Couple more lucky wins would be nice. 18 minutes to go. Somebody asked me, they were like saying that it's like, oh, in our trigger, like I would go and not play the second trigger, but then that one would be the winner when I don't bet. And I said, well, that's the name of the game, man. It's like they want you to, they want to always show that way because then you'll think that you missed the opportunity. But I rather bet when there's a trigger than there's not, right? 14. Okay, like for example, this one. So 34 and 35 was a trigger, and then 14 came out. I'm not going to bet on the next one, but it might go back to 2023, 32, 35, 8, and 11. It might go back to that, right? But to me, that's not a trigger, right? And there's other times when I played with gold coins that it all went to the, to the side where like it's all next to each other and I wasn't hitting at all. But that's like one out of how many games? Okay, so boom. So you see that one? So this is a trigger, 14 and 5. So boom. So we're in round 2. I want to say after 14 games, right? 14 sessions, 15 sessions, then that one time that it goes where it, the trigger wasn't effective. So it's like very, very small percentage, like 1 out of 20 games or something, right? And if you feel yourself that it's going towards that, it'll go towards like 4 tiers or something like that. And you just got to accept that and then not play at that time, Okay, that was round 2. And 5 is right here and 34 is right here. So that's not a trigger, right? And when that happens, which again, it happened to me, good thing I was playing only gold coins and not stake cash because I was testing out other things. When that happens, try to minimize, like let's say you're on like the 3rd tier and then it still feels so hard for you to make a profit, like it's so tough. That's a sign, it's like try to minimize that loss and, play another day. Okay, so 34 and 11, boom, boom, boom. So this is round 3. So like this might go to, right? Like that's exactly what I was talking about. This would have been here, and then the 34 came out. If I would have just kept on betting, I would have hit that, right? And then now that I'm betting, so this is gonna take me to round. If I don't hit, we're gonna go to tier 2, which is a $2 bet. See? So now we're at tier 2. We are at tier 2. So 11, 24, tier 2. Okay? Well, we're in round 1 in tier 2. And sometimes it's what we got to do. Right? 11 and 24. I'm starting to go in these corners. But there's other times that we hit on the first round and that's a bonus. Like that, right? So we're at $43, right? If we could just hit one more, we'd be at our $50 goal, right? So $43, it's kind of rough here in the beginning because of that auto roulette. We just try to get lucky, you know what I mean? Try to get lucky. 14 minutes for this first half. We are going to go to a casino next week. Some live action. Live action is so much fun, but it's hard to walk away with $50. Okay, 30's right here. 11's right here, so that's not a trigger. If like you go in a casino with 400 and then you sit down and then you win $50. I don't remember a time that I would win $50 and then I'd be like, okay, I'm done, let's go. Because like the time that you take to take a cab to the casino, right, from your hotel, look for a table, eat and all this, and then you win $50, like let's say the first 5 minutes of you sitting down and playing. There's just no way. I don't see it. Now, if you're at home, right, like this, in front of your computer, make $50, you know, take a break, like, get up off of your chair, you're good, you know, because you're home. But man, when you're in a casino, 50 bucks, I don't know, you know. So I'm always trying to think in my head, it's like, okay, what am I gonna do? Be like, come in with a game plan, right? It's like, what's my stop loss? What's my stop win? Usually my stop loss is whatever I have in my pocket. And I just leave my wallet like to withdraw money in the hotel, right? And then I just bring whatever, whatever I'm willing to play with. So how about you guys? What do you guys do? Okay, 34 and 8. Okay, so that's a trigger. 34 and 8. So okay, so 8's right here, and this was already covered from the last betting, right? So that's why I didn't have to. So if we hit this one, this will actually make us a little bit more. Okay. So let's hope we can get lucky. Because I think if we hit this one, we get our $50 goal. How many times did we hit already? We already hit 2 times. We could have just hit one more. Okay, 8, 36. Okay, this is round 3. Come on, man. If we could hit this round 3, I'd be happy. Right? This is round 3. Again, we should already have like 6 bets on here, which is 50% of the board. But because of the way that that ball came out, you know, we have like a third or 8, 12. So this would still be a pretty good profit. So come on, girl, whoever you are right now. Kimiko. Yes. All right, 52. Bam. All right. That's $52. Again, it's a little bit lower because, you know, like we started here or whatever, but hey, we hit our goal. That's what's important. Okay. That's 3 hits. That's all I'm willing to do whenever I'm at home, guys. That seems to have worked out for me in the past. Like I've done where I try to make like 200 and then I increase my betting. I increase my bankroll, right? Like I can increase my bankroll right now and do this thing with like $5, right? But the progression is not the same, right? And yeah, $400 bankroll and then just try to make 50 bucks out of it each session. I could get up. I could play 3 times a day. That's 150 bucks a day, right? So anyways, hope you guys enjoy that. Guys, stay in profit, build that bankroll. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.